This is part one of the NFL season predictions of each individual division. Of course, the AFC Southwest, whatever, gonna freaking see it. But you know exactly how it works because I'm pretty sure you've seen other YouTubers do it, other analysts, etc. But of course, you already see a thumbnail and a title on your screen. The AFC South is being brought up today for my very first part. But yeah, let's get into it. And before I get into anything, I do want to say that each individual teams, I'm just gonna do the win and loss range. I'm not gonna do the exact record like a 5-12 or 4-13 and everything. I'm gonna say between 4 and 6 wins, something like that. Of course, I don't want to give an exact percentage because of course, no one's gonna be 100% right. But I do want to say that real quick. Just gonna be 1 through 4, starting with the number 4 team, 3 team, 2 team, and of course the division winner. But yeah, now let's officially get into it. Number 4 in the AFC South. No disrespect to this team, but this is a lot of people's opinions. I got the Tennessee Titans as my number 4 team. You know what's crazy is that I actually do really like this roster a lot. They got a couple really good wide receivers like DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, and now they got Tyler Boyd. They got Tony Pollard they added to the running back room, and they also got L'Jarius Sneed in that cornerback room. But I do think that losing that coach last year, now of course I can't think of his name off the top of the head, but you guys know who I'm talking about. That was a big blow, and I really personally just don't like the quarterback for them. Will Levis is just not the answer, at least in my opinion. And now I could be completely wrong, and I hope I am kind of wrong because the Titans, a lot of people are just overlooking them, like whatever, looking for next year. And of course, losing Derrick Henry is a big blow, but I think Tony Pollard is a nice little addition. I don't think he was as good as Derrick Henry was. But a lot of people are sleeping on this team. I like their roster. They got Quandre Diggs they added, Jamal Adams. Now, of course, he's out of his prime. But this Titans, the squad is a pretty good squad. Just I don't like the quarterback, the mayonnaise dude or whatever he is. I really have the Titans between 4 to 5, 4 to 6 wins. I don't like their schedule. I don't think it's their year this year. I think they're maybe 1 or 2 years down the road. Again, I could be completely wrong because this roster is pretty good. Quarterback, just a lot of questions there. So the number 4 is the Tennessee Titans. The number 3 team in the AFC South, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now from number 1 through 3, I think it's a pretty good squad. Like they get the Colts, Texans, and all that. I think this is gonna be a really good battle for the AFC South. But I just got the Jaguars number 3. We all know the Jaguars started off really good last year, then they kind of fell to the face of the earth and they barely missed the playoffs. And they completely flunked it up, by the way. It was not just win, loss. It was like loss. And actually, Trevor Lawrence was one of the bigger reasons why. He was hurt, but I think this is his make or break year. He did just sign this big, massive extension. Actually, yeah, you just ignore what I freaking said about that freaking part. Massive extension, I just remembered. So he's going to be there for a long time, whether you like it or not. But this wide receiver rooms, I think, is pretty good. They got Gabe Davis. They got Christian Kirk. They added Brian Thomas in the draft. And their defense is always going to be at least average or even better. I like the Eric Armstead addition to that defense. I really do like that. My win-loss prediction, I got them between 8 to 10 wins. I think they're going to be about a 500 team. They might sneak in the playoffs. They might not. But, of course, they're not going to win the division because they're number 3. But, of course, as a Florida boy, I want the Jacksonville Jaguars to be really good. But we just don't know how they're going to be yet. Trevor Lawrence is still 50-50 in my opinion. But they could sneak in a wild card spot. But I don't know. Could be completely wrong. Jacksonville, number 3. My number 2 team. And, of course, right when I say my number 2 team, I'll pop up the number 1. Number 2 is the Indianapolis Colts, and I got the Houston Texans number 1. And the Colts, I really do like this offense. I think Anthony Richardson is going to have a chance to really ball out this year. Of course, he only played like 1 or 2 games last year. Then he was out the rest of the year. That is a really big blow. But I think he was still a very high value pick, of course. And I think he's going to be a complete baller once he's freaking finally healthy. But this Colts team, I like Michael Pittman. Of course, they still got Jonathan Taylor as a running back. And their offensive line is still really good. I know they didn't really do anything this offseason to really address the defense. they drafted Latu, you know, the defensive end or a linebacker or whatever position he is. But I like where they're going. You know, like I said, they didn't really do anything this offseason, but they still had a pretty decent team, even with their backup quarterback the whole freaking time. My win-loss prediction, I got them between 9 and 11, something like that. You know, I think 10 is probably a really good number for them. Again, could it be a wild card team for sure, but I'm not just exactly sure yet. I mean, I think they could make the wild card for sure. Like I said, between 9 and 11 wins. I mean, if they get 11 wins, of course, 9 might be pushing them just because the AFC is really strong this year. The Colts number 2. And of course, the Houston Texans are my number 1 team. I got them between at least 11 to 13 wins. I really love what the Texans did this offseason. They just went completely ham. They got Stephon Diggs. They got Joe Mixon. They got Danielle Hunter on the defensive line. Their wide receiver room is just goated, man. Like I said, they got Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins. Those three wide receivers are just studs. And their offensive line does give me a little questions. I mean, they got Laramie Tunsil, the left tackle, but other than that, they got a little question marks there, but their defense is going to be good. They still got a really good secondary. I really love where the Texans are going. And, you know, last year, when we're looking at this team, they really weren't projected to be a really good team yet with CJ Stroud. But now, woo-wee. I mean, they made the playoffs last year. They won the first game, then against the Baltimore Ravens. But I love the direction this squad is going, dude. I love the Texans this year. I don't know, man. I'm definitely drinking the Kool-Aid for them. But that wraps up the AFC South. Definitely stay tuned for the other videos coming out this weekend. You're seeing this on a Friday, so definitely expect the NFC South on Friday, then the rest Saturday and Sunday. If you like it, hit that like button, comment down below your biggest reaction. Tell me what I missed and all of that. But I'm out of here. Deuces.